Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. We got a new tool from Klein today. I want to thank my good buddy Matt, and a subscriber to the channel. You've probably seen his tag as Jesus Strong. He comments quite often. But he emailed me this and brought this to my attention. I'm surprised I haven't seen it because I've been actually searching Klein pass-through pretty heavily for the last couple of weeks with those new ratchet sets that they've got out that work with the 11-in-1 ratcheting screwdriver, and I never came across this. But what this is a 9-in-1 pass-through magnetic nut driver. I looked on Home Depot. It said my Home Depot had 5 of these, which usually means nothing, especially on a new tool, because they never put them out. They might have them in the back for a month before they get them put out. But I went in there this morning, and sure enough, whenever I got back to the back, it's new enough that they didn't even have the tag on there yet. But I was able to get one of these and pick it up, so you couldn't see the price there. But this is going to run you $29, so it's not a bad price for what you're getting. Now this one says 25% lighter and a slimmer handle. I think that's in comparison to, and I could be wrong on this, but they had a nut driver set that was like this. I don't think it was pass-through. It was just an all-in-one deal like this, and it was pretty big, and I've never bought that. I've never owned it. But the size on this isn't too bad. Here's the flip socket with the original handle, the 7-in-1 handle. It's about the same length. Not much difference there. And it's actually not even that much bigger than that. So it's still a big screwdriver, but it's not quite coffee thermos Klein screwdriver big yet, but it's still decent size, but it's not too big to me. It doesn't feel like it's awkward. So this one says that it is a 9-in-1 pass-through magnetic multi-nut driver. Well, that's kind of true and then kind of not. So it's got multiple sizes on there. I'm going to show them to you here because that's going to be easier than maybe me showing you all the rest of them. So you got 3/16, quarter, 5/16, 11/32, 3/8, 7/16, half-inch, 9/16, and then the handle itself is 3/4. But if you look around here on the back, you can see that it is fully pass-through on all sizes for threaded applications. So if you look down through there, you can see daylight. Of course, I've got that 1/4 inch on the end. Let me take that out. Well, actually, it's got a smaller one inside there too. So no matter what, you're going to have a small hole. But you can see there, if you look through there, there's Ron Swanson through there a little bit. So it is pass-through. Whatever you run through there, of course, when you do that, if you're going up to something big, you're going to have to always take out. Like if I was going to do a 9/16 here, I'm going to have to go in here and take out this one, or else that's going to stop my rod from being able to go through there. So you're always going to have to take out whatever size is smaller than whatever it is that you're running. So you got to keep that in mind and keep that in consideration. But it also says on here, even though it says it's a magnetic multi-nut driver, that only the 1/4 inch, 5/16, 11/32, and 7/16 nut drivers have strong rare earth magnets to hold those nuts and bolts. So you can see on the 1/4 inch right there, there's a magnet down in there. If I flip it around, I'm going to go to that 5/16 size, and you got colors on all these too. Also, you can see that magnet a little bit bigger. So if I get this screw right here, see if I can get it to snap in there. It's hard for me to hit it because it's got a thicker wall than some to make it to where you can feel it, but it's definitely holding. You can see that snap right into place. It's definitely going to hold in place. Not a problem with that. Pretty good magnets on there. But then it says the 3/8, half-inch, 9/16, and 3/4 sizes have a spring coil that hold nuts and bolts in place without the use of magnets. So the bigger sizes, like the 9/16 here, if I take this out, or actually that's the half-inch. Let me get around here to the 9/16. And that's kind of the biggest drawback to this, is getting used to where all your sizes are. And even on top of that, certain sizes have to go inside the other sizes. So that's going to take time of using it for you to get used to that. But I'm going to go to the 9/16. We're going to open that up. You can see inside of there, maybe if I can get the lighting right, little ball bearing there on a spring. Also one on that side. If I take this nut and stick it in there, there's no magnet, but it holds it into place. Won't come out until I basically take this threaded rod and then stick that in there, and then I can pull it out. So it is strong enough to hold. It's not magnetic on those sizes, but it does seem like it works pretty good. And then again, as I said, in order for me to do the pass-through with this, I can't do it unless I take out anything smaller than whatever I'm trying to run. So I'm going to have to take out this one. Now if I put that back in, I can go to this threaded rod, run that all the way through, have that come out that other side, and then I can tighten and loosen by using that screwdriver with the threaded rod out the back side. So that allows you to get on there pretty deep. One instance, of course, obviously is the threaded rod, or I could go with the 7/16 onto toilet bolt. You can run that down on there and get that on there. Even though that's not long enough to pass all the way through the screwdriver, I still need a pretty deep socket in order to get all the way down onto that sometimes. So again, it's got several good applications. It's the same thing as a pass-through socket set. It's useful in certain situations. In certain situations, it's kind of, you know, not needed. It's kind of like also like a deep socket. Sometimes you need them, sometimes you don't, but whenever you need one, that's what you got to have. As I mentioned, the biggest size on this is 3/4 in the handle there. That's a 3/4 nut driver, but that means also this out here, no matter which way you have that shaft, they've got some of this exposed. So if I put it in this way, I'll be able to get to it here, or if I put it in this way, I can get to it here, allowing you to get extra leverage by using, whether you take a, you know, crescent wrench or an adjustable wrench, put that on there to get extra leverage, some Knipex pliers, wrenches, something like that, or you could take a 3/4 wrench like this, or even better, a ratcheting wrench, slide that through on your threaded rod on the pass-through, along with putting this on there first, come down, slide your ratchet wrench on there. That would allow you to kind of use this in a ratcheting way to work in that way. So it's pretty good functions, pretty good screwdriver, lots of great sizes. You get that pass-through. The magnets seem to work well. The coils seem to work well. The coil springs. So far, the only downside to it to me is really getting it in and out of here is super tight at the moment. I don't know if that's going to loosen up over time once those little springs kind of get worn in. And then also just figuring out the configuration, you know, because only certain ones, this one has to go in this one has to go in this one has to go in this one. So if you take them all out and then you go to use this because you need to do a pass-through on a 9/16 or a 1/2 inch, you go to put them back in, you might have to play around for a little bit and be like, well, that one doesn't go there. This one goes here. This one's going to probably go over here. Now, which one did this one go in? Oh, that one goes here. I think Klein maybe could have, say on this one, it's going to go in blue always. Maybe they could have put a blue color here. That way you know it's red for 1/4 and then it's black for 3/16. But then you could say, well, I know that this one goes in the blue or the 3/8. And then same thing over here. This one's yellow 5/16, green 11/32, but it's going to go in the 1/2 inch. So maybe I could have had a red line here just to remind myself of that. But again, that's maybe nitpicking. I think this is something that once you get used to it and you remember what sizes go where, it's going to be intuitive and you're not going to think about it anymore. So this is the Klein Tools 9-in-1 magnetic. Let me look at it again. Pass-through magnetic multi-nut driver. It's a mouthful, but it's the 32809. MAG is the part number on that. Again, $29. I think it's only available at Home Depot right now. I'm not real sure. You might can find it somewhere else, but that's the only place that I've seen it so far. So you may want to go check it out. Maybe it's the right tool for you. Maybe you'd just as soon use a flip socket because you don't run into pass-throughs that often, but only you know the answer to that. I'm just letting you know it's available so that if it is useful to you, maybe you can go pick one up. But hope it's useful. You guys let me know in the comments below, but you guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. I'll see you on the next video.